games available now.
Hello, I'm your ex-Toycat, and get this, two things we weren't expecting to happen, both happened side by side today. The first is a brand new 1.21 feature. We actually received a couple of these, and one of these is exclusive to the Bedrock version of the game. It is later coming to the Java edition, but for now there are these 5 brand new paintings on Bedrock only. If you want to know the deeper meaning behind them, we'll dive into that today, alongside the brand new update which just came out for Java. 1.20.5 has gone into pre-release now. This is a very big deal for Java and Bedrock players because it means there's a whole new update which will come with wolves and armadillos very soon. Now it's in pre-release, but let's talk about this, the brand new beta, and everything else in today's update news video. And let's start with one of the most important things, the MACE. So the MACE enchantments have finally come to Bedrock. This is old news if you're a Java player, but we now have the breach enchantment, which allows you to go through an enemy's armor. We have the density enchantment, which improves the damage you do while falling, and then we have wind burst, which allows you to knock yourself into the sky. Wind burst is perhaps the easiest to show off. As you can see right here, I use wind burst on the zombie, and as you can see, I'm going to launch myself into the sky. Very fun and a great way to kind of chain damage together, while density is much more about not necessarily chaining damage, but doing much more in the first place. So if I walk across the very fun carpet on pillager banners, this is a real thing you can do, by the way, but if I walk across these and spawn a Ravager, that has 100 health, and so should take something, 10 critical hits from a mace, or about 14 regular hits, but if I get a nice density hit, as is my intention, as you can see right there, dead in 1 hit, plus the full damage. But still, dealing that much damage to a mob from that short of a full is one of the reasons you might want density, and breach is mostly for PvP, at least right now. Speaking of at least right now, let's talk about another fun change, because here's a really useful fact. Bad Omen will now transform to Raid Omen when entering a village. This is no longer just a regular Bad Omen, it's something you can do for villagers. Let me show you right here. In fact, here is a village, here is me drinking Bad Omen 5, and here is some very bad news for all the villagers, because after 30 seconds of this effect, there will be a raid that begins. I kind of like this personally. I think this 30-second delay is very necessary, and I also think this village is absolutely screwed, so I could leave them for the next 30 seconds and go through that, but for now it's just worth mentioning that Bad Omen is an effect that you get from pillager captains, as well as sometimes from trial chambers, and this is one of the benefits, or maybe downsides, of that. Speaking of downsides, let's go back now, because I couldn't be bothered to wait, and let's now talk about, by the way, there is also another change, which is trial chambers are buried more often now when underground. Rip exposed chamber seeds. Also, another fun one, if we we'll quickly drink this. Let me show you something fun, which is the ominous, effect will now become an ominous trial chamber effect, the trial omen, while you're in here, leading to these blue spawners and all of the problems that come with that. If I can make it through this alive, which I might not be able to, let me just get out there. Come on. I know, no, I want to get out there. Okay, there we go. Then I can show you the gallery. So the gallery has all of the brand new paintings, because as mentioned earlier in this video, there are lots of new paintings, and as I'm going to mention right now, they are all references to something. So immediately a couple of these came to mind. This one right here is pack.png. It is something a lot of Minecraft users spent a very long time finding, but it's been a reference that was in Minecraft Java for a while. You might reference this as the default server image if you're on that version of the game. Very fun that they made it a Minecraft painting. This is the first brand new painting, by the way, in 12 years. The last painting was added in 1.4.2, the spooky Halloween update, and so it's been 12 years now, but this is a really fitting one to be the newest painting. Speaking of new paintings, we also have this one right here. This is a rose. It is not a poppy, which is the current red flower, and there's something really fun about this. I mentioned recently that I wanted to read about Minecraft's game design rules, find as many of those as we could, and I found out that Jeb's game design book had actually been leaked, and so one of the pages in that, again, I'm reading it to analyze it for a video, one of the pages is about this rose, and just to kind of give you a fun fact, basically, while they were doing the update that changed the world, Jeb said that he wanted to add peonies to the game, and someone said they were flowering shrubs and not flowers. Jeb called out that the same was true for roses, and another community member sarcastically chimed in, gee, I wonder who could fix that. They had thrown down the gauntlet, and the rose flower became the poppy. That is wild, in my opinion. The only reason we have no rose anymore is, officially from Jeb's own game design book, is because someone challenged him that you can't have a flowering shrub instead of a flower in the game, and the poppy would be a better fit. And that's why there's no more rose, except in this painting, which is coming back after all these years. Again, almost 11 years or so. This is a reference to American Gothic. Again, like two people in front of their house. And then these are both references to other paintings, so they have names, and you can immediately see that it's meant to be that. I think this is really, really great, because instead of using the same artist who has done everything else, I think he's, wonderful. I think all the other Minecraft paintings are great. They're kind of giving more people inside the organization opportunities to do stuff like this. And honestly, Sarah Boving, who is the artist for this, is someone who has done a really, really good job. I am very happy, and I hope that they are happy with it, because they've made some really, really nice paintings that also reference Minecraft quite nicely. So next up now, let's quickly take a jump to the bottom. Good thing I've got an Elytra. Hope I can save myself with it, because there are just a few more things to mention in this preview and beta. Chemistry items now appear in the Creative Inventory in Education Edition. That's a big one. The death screen in Hardcore now says Spectate and not Respawn. Thank God for this. I have an image I shared of my favorite death in Hardcore, which was me being pricked to death by a sweetberry bush. And it's interesting because it says Respawn. You can't actually tell when you die in Hardcore. That is a nice little improvement, important bug fix. Also, armadillos no longer roll up and unroll repeatedly when receiving damage from blocks. This is also important in my opinion. Now you might notice that we've gone through every single major change from the beta/preview this week. There are quite a few technical ones, like the fact that they've turned all the corals into their own block numbers. Also, on this seed that my editor Ash decided to use for this video, we actually have a ruined portal. What a fun little coincidence. But yeah, this is this was all done in one take because of the help of the editors. If you like these one-take style update news videos, do let me know, because now we're going to transition into the Java edition, because 1.20.5 has just pre-released there. If you don't know, this is the Java equivalent of 1.20.80, and so we can't have that brand new update for Bedrock until the Java equivalent is ready too, because Minecraft tries to release any major update that is going to be on both platforms at the same time, and so 1.20.5 going pre-release is very, very good news for potentially a next Tuesday release of that. But rather than speculating, let's go into the update and talk about what's inside of it, because the 1.20.5 pre-release actually made quite a few changes to 1.21. One of these is that Chamber 6, which was known as Assembly, now has variations. This is one of them, and I have to say, this is absolutely wild to look at. This is a brand new variation of it. As you can see, does have the ominous spawner, but also has a weird collection of mesh. It looks like this was something we made up ourselves and we got a little bit lazy with, but I am really glad to see it. I also love to see this weird little walkway through the floor. Very, very interesting way to do a chamber, in my opinion. But also, this is a 1.20.5 pre-release, so on top of making all of the changes to the brand new effects, including making sure that entity cramming wouldn't apply if you use the oozing potion, they're making sure they balance the new potions, which is lovely, making sure they add new chambers, but also there are 4 brand new advancements specific just to this preview, but rather to this pre-release, and so will be in this update. One of these is Isn't It Cute? Then there's Snippet, Good as New, and the whole pack. All of these, you'll notice from their descriptions, are relevant to the brand new wolves and the armadillo coming in this update, and I wonder if this is something they plan to duplicate for Bedrock achievements. I just looked it up, and there's 2,800 gamer score for Minecraft Bedrock now, 125 achievements, so it'd be interesting if on top of adding new achievements for 1.21, they also maybe have plans for 1.20.80, but in either case, it would be exciting to see, and I hope that they have some plans to do precisely that. Although at this point, I guess it's worth taking a step away from that and questioning the overall plan for 1.20.5 and 1.21, because there has been a huge movement of people saying, why is Minecraft releasing 2 updates within the next few months back to back here? Doesn't that seem entirely illogical? Why would they do that? And despite this big movement saying just merge the updates or cancel one of the updates, I would say the reason Mojang is going ahead with this is because they get the small batch of goodwill for these new features that make people go, oh, Minecraft has done something cool. Some people will get back into the game. Honestly, not many, but enough people who are on the fringes will come back into the mainstay, and then all of those people who do come back will be mind blown at the size of 1.21 by comparison. I believe that is part of their plan, and another part of their plan is to say, look, we delivered on your voted feature within just a few months of last year's update, because again, last year's vote, I should say, because there has been a problem with delays for that in the past. This is going to be one of the best mob vote winners delivered in one of the fastest times, so it seems like it's a win on both fronts. And as a a player, it means you get an update now and then another update in a month. Although, which almost allows them to kind of test something out, because on Bedrock, as you might know, Hardcore is likely coming yet another update after that. So you're talking about 3 updates back to back to back, 2 months apart for Minecraft Bedrock, and it's going to allow them to test whether they should put more of the content into these sub-updates, in my opinion, or maybe it's not a test at all, maybe it's just Mojang saying, yeah, we don't want to wait once a year to have something that encourages people to play Minecraft, we want there to be something new and exciting, not just with the previews for the small percent of our players who use them, but for everyone all of the time. I can't tell you for sure, but what I can say is that I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be useful. If you did, then don't forget to, I don't know, what is it that you do to videos that you like? Also, just keep in mind that I am still working on the video about the Minecraft guidebook. It is one of the most fascinating deep dives I've ended up in, and I had a very wonderful day today. You know, actually, this isn't what an outro is for, but I had a nice day today, and I hope that you have one too, because if you don't, then, I don't know, come check out my live stream tomorrow. Assuming that they have fixed the the vault and that I can now actually get the mace in my hardcore world, I'll be playing day 17 to 34 for a new live stream in that world. I'm looking forward to it. I do want to get the full 100 days for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.